what is forgiveness? What's your definition of forgiveness, or what is forgiveness when we're talking about the work?
Forgiveness is basically giving up what never happened. We think something happened to us simply because we are identified with what we're not, an ego. Ego from the point of view and the definition that the ego is the idea of being separate from the Creator, which you are in reality one with. Okay? And the ego being that which is fear, doubt, guilt, limitation, lack, conflict. Everything that love is not is what the ego is. What was it? Someone put a post the other day. Forgiveness does not mean you agree with the wrong done to you. It just declares that you refuse to be held in prison by it any longer. That is twisting forgiveness around and actually making what you're saying you're forgiving real. So we're trying to get clear on what this is for us. And in some cases, we're using contrasts and comparisons to what else is out there to bring clarity. Well, most people out there think forgiveness is I'll forgive you, and it's okay, and you did that to me, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. And you're making yourself out to be a victim, and as if someone actually did something to you, and it's actually perpetuating the guilt and making the guilt and the act of what they did as being guilty or something wrong or bad real. Forgiveness means that nothing was ever done to you in the first place, because nothing can be done to you. No wrong can be done, because wrong is a meaning assigned by your ego that you've identified with first of all. It's an interpretation and it's a meaning that you've placed on something. When in reality, all events are neutral. Thoughts are not. The thought is the thing that brings out the experience and the meaning of the event. So if you're having a thought, what that person did is wrong, then I'm coming from a projection of mine that is still identified with guilt, and that something can actually be wrong. But if I've forgiven myself for what I'm not, what I can't even be, which is that ego, and I'm forgiving myself for thinking that someone else is or can even do something that is impossible for them to do because of who they actually are in reality, as a perfect, innocent creation of God. The forgiveness is in, I have believed so deeply that I actually really think that I know that is real. What they've done is wrong. What is going on around me is wrong. That guilt is actually a real thing. That people can actually do or be bad, wrong, and whatever else is anything other than innocent. And that makes the ego go crazy. People will hear what I just said and they will put up arms and they'll start attacking me, and they'll come up with all of the evidence to support every one of their attacks. And they will try to actually slaughter me. The point of this whole work is getting back to that. Like, the reminders and the opportunities are around us all the time. That's the work. The work is, I don't have to go to some event or training or workshop or anything like that to be able to have an experience that I need to get me somewhere in terms of forgiving myself or healing, although those things could be useful in that, but not necessary. This, with the work of forgiveness, it will happen the moment you open your eyes when you wake up, based on your own thoughts.